Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Hey everyone, what's up? Here's a quick, no-nonsense update to keep you informed about the world of Formula One. So, if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and of course, hit that like button. It really helps our work here at GPM Casa Plus. Let's dive into it. Mercedes is back on the podium after a long drought, and it happened this weekend at the Hungarian Grand Prix. George Russell delivered a solid performance and crossed the line in 3rd place, marking the first podium for Mercedes since June and injecting some much-needed positivity into the team's season. So what changed? According to team principal Toto Wolff, the team made a bold but strategic move. They reverted to the previous rear suspension setup instead of using the newer spec. Why? To better understand where their real performance lies, and this decision proved to be a game-changer. The older suspension setup brought more balance, more stability, and most importantly, restored driver confidence. Russell had a strong and consistent pace throughout the race. He fought off challenges from top-tier drivers like Charles Leclerc, especially in the final laps, and held his ground with authority. Meanwhile, Andrea Kimi Antonelli also had a standout race. Despite having worn-out tires, he defended well, moved into the points zone, and walked away with a crucial 1 point for the team. Toto Wolff stressed that the mental confidence drivers get when the car feels predictable and solid makes all the difference. That's exactly what happened at Hungary. The setup change allowed both drivers to push harder, manage their race better, and deliver a consistent performance from start to finish, something Mercedes had been struggling to achieve throughout the season. Now, here's the interesting part. Wolff revealed that while Mercedes will still make some minor improvements, the team's main focus has already shifted to the 2026 season. The current W16 won't receive major aerodynamic updates from now on. Instead, the goal is to maximize what they have, finish 2025 on a high note, and fight hard for 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship over the next 10 races. The Hungary podium wasn't just a result, it was a statement. Mercedes is not giving up. They've taken a step back to take 2 steps forward, and it looks like they've finally found a direction that works. If this setup continues to deliver results like this, we might just see them becoming serious contenders again, at least for podiums, until the season wraps up. But now it's over to you. Do you think going back to the old suspension was the right call? Can Mercedes really maintain this momentum and finish the year in P2? Or was this just a one-off lucky result on a track that suited them better? Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. Lewis Hamilton's weekend at the Hungarian Grand Prix was, without a doubt, one of the most difficult of his recent career. After a disappointing qualifying session that saw him start from a distant 12th place on the grid, Hamilton failed to mount any meaningful recovery during Sunday's race. Despite competing on a track where he has traditionally performed well and secured multiple victories throughout his career. Saturday's post-qualifying interview gave fans and analysts a rare glimpse into Hamilton's current mindset, and it wasn't encouraging. The 7-time world champion appeared visibly dejected and even went as far as questioning his value within the Ferrari team, referring to himself as useless and suggesting, perhaps in a moment of raw honesty, that the team might consider replacing him if they wanted better results. His frustration was amplified by the contrast with teammate Charles Leclerc, who managed to secure pole position, clearly showcasing the potential of the Ferrari car in the right hands. Sunday's race only added to Hamilton's disappointment. He remained far from the points and failed to show the race pace that once defined his career. During his post-race interview with Sky Sports, Hamilton again looked emotionally drained. When asked directly whether he was considering leaving Ferrari, he responded by stating clearly that he wasn't, at least not yet. "I still love racing. I still love Ferrari," he said, promising that he would be on the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix after the summer break. Despite his emotional tone, Hamilton did try to highlight a few positives. He acknowledged that the car had improved significantly over the last few races, even if he personally had not been able to extract its full potential. "It's a shame I couldn't understand it better this weekend," he admitted, "but I'll keep trying to get everything out of it." However, it was Hamilton's final remarks that stirred the most speculation. He stated that there were many things happening behind the scenes that were troubling him, although he stopped short of explaining what those things were. His cryptic comment immediately fueled discussions among fans and pundits alike, with many wondering whether internal team politics, technical disagreements, or strategic decisions were starting to wear down the legendary driver. The contrast between his current form and his championship-winning years is striking. Hamilton is no longer dominating the grid as he once did, and while Ferrari had hoped his presence would bring renewed energy and momentum, the reality has been far more complex. The team's decision to bring him on was seen as bold and visionary, pairing experience with youth in the form of Leclerc, but the chemistry and performance haven't yet yielded the expected results. As the season progresses and pressure mounts, questions will naturally arise about Hamilton's future. Will he finish the season with Ferrari and start 2026 in red? Or if the downward trend continues, will we witness an unexpected departure before the new regulations kick in? One thing is clear. Hamilton's love for racing hasn't faded, but something is clearly bothering him within the walls of Maranello. The question is, will those issues be resolved in time to save this partnership? Or are we witnessing the beginning of an early exit from the Scuderia? What's your take? Do you think Hamilton will remain with Ferrari for the next season? Or will the unresolved tensions behind the scenes push him toward an early exit? Let us know in the comments. Red Bull endured one of its most disappointing weekends of the 2025 Formula One season at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, a driver accustomed to fighting for wins, had to settle for a dismal 8th-place start and crossed the finish line in 9th. His teammate Yuki Tsunoda fared even worse, finishing in 17th after a largely anonymous race. After the checkered flag, Verstappen didn't hold back in expressing his frustration. He bluntly stated that if things continue the way they are, Red Bull shouldn't expect to win any more races this year, and that the team should get used to it. His comment sparked concern among fans and analysts alike, suggesting a potential collapse of the once-dominant outfit's title hopes. But team principal Laurent Mekies pushed back against the pessimism. In a post-race debrief, Mekies clarified that the Hungarian GP was more of an outlier than a reflection of Red Bull's current form. According to him, the RB21 car struggles specifically on circuits like the Hungary, tracks with numerous slow to medium-speed corners and high tire degradation. These conditions demand precision in tire temperature management, something the Red Bull failed to get right all weekend. Mekies explained that the team struggled to bring the tires into their optimal performance window. As a result, the car lacked grip and balance, both in qualifying and in the race, preventing the drivers from unlocking the car's full potential. The setup simply didn't work on this specific track, which compromised the entire weekend from start to finish. Despite the poor showing, the Red Bull boss insisted that this was not a sign of a broader trend. Instead, he sees it as a valuable learning experience, a wake-up call that the team can use to better understand the car's limitations and work on improvements for the upcoming rounds. Mekies emphasized that setbacks like this are part of a championship campaign and that the team remains committed to fighting at the front. There are still several races left in the season, and Red Bull is optimistic that they'll bounce back. While Verstappen's tone may have suggested a lack of faith, the team believes it has both the tools and the time to analyze what went wrong and return to winning ways. They see the Hungarian GP as a one-off, a low point that won't define their 2025 journey. Of course, Verstappen's comments can't be dismissed entirely. He's a 3-time world champion, known for his brutal honesty and high standards. If he senses that something deeper is wrong, it's worth paying attention. But at the same time, Red Bull has a history of resilience. The same organization that once dominated the sport knows how to recover quickly and how to win under pressure. Now, the question hangs in the air. Who's right? Is Verstappen sounding the alarm for good reason? Or is this just frustration talking after a rough race weekend? Will Red Bull get back to winning form in the next few rounds? Or are their struggles just beginning? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Verstappen's doubts are justified? Or do you think Red Bull will prove him wrong and return to the top step of the podium soon?